Hello, beautiful children of China. It's your teacher, Timothy. Time to get the cobwebs out of your mind. Time to learn something new. Just me and you. Oh, yeah. So, we're going to talk today again about writing, a new way for us to talk about writing. And we'll just read through this together and we'll talk about it as we go. And there are places in this lesson where you can talk to a partner. I hope that you have someone there to talk with. If there is not another person watching with you, maybe you could call someone over, your teacher or your friend or your mom or your dad or your grandpa or grandma, and they could be your partner for this time. Because it's good you can learn a lot and you can write better papers when you talk with someone about it as you work. But first off, we need to call for George. George, I see you right here. Just hold. Oh, he's sleeping. Come on up, George. Come on up, George. George is sleeping. Wake up, George. I'm going to stand you up gently just so that you don't wake up too fast. But we want you to watch this to learn. George is learning a lot about how to write. And also, we're going to talk about this candle here. We're going to have a candle that we light for all of our lessons. Now, remember, when you have matches, make sure, that a grown-up is here to work with you with this. Not alone. Have a grown-up, because this can be kind of dangerous. George, I'm lighting it now. Yep. There we go. We have ourselves a candle. It's time to start our lesson. George, you ready? I'm going to make us smaller, George. 1, 2, 3. Oh, much better. Much smaller. And we'll read through this. We will read through it. Responding to literature. I suppose that means that when you read something, literature is books and things that you find at the library, magazines. Those are all literature. Responding to literature would be writing or talking about literature. So let's see. Academic vocabulary. Oh, these are big words. This is the kind of language that you use in schools. Work with a partner. Oh, here we are, working with a partner. Read the meanings and share answers to the questions. So here we go. The first part is a meaning of this word. This first word is respond. Respond. Let's see what that means. When you respond to someone, you say something back to them. So if you were here, I would say hello. And if you said hello, you would be responding to me, and we'd start to respond back and forth to each other. So we're saying something back and forth. Let's see what they say. So how would you respond if someone gave you a gift? So talk with your partner. How would you respond if someone gave you a gift? Tell your partner. Well, I can tell you right now that I would say, oh, thank you so much. I'm going to open this right now. And I would open it and say, oh, what a thoughtful gift. Thank you for giving me a gift. That's how I would respond to them if they gave me a gift. Number 2. The fact, here's the word fact now this time. The fact is something that is true. A fact is something that is true. So something that's true. I have brown hair. That's a fact. George is made out of wood. That's a fact. This is a fire. That is a fact. Those are facts, things that are true. Name one fact about your life. Say something that is a fact about your life. I wish I could hear. Good. Number 3. A poem is a piece of writing. Poems usually have short lines with words that rhyme at the end. That's true. I don't really like poems that rhyme at the end so much. I like other kinds of poems, but a poem is a piece of writing with short lines sometimes, yes. Poems are some of my favorite things ever. So let's see. If you wrote a poem, what would it be about? If you wrote a poem, what would it be about? I'll tell you right now, I hope that you told your partner. I'll tell you, if I were to write a poem, did you see my dog, our new dog, Sawyer? I would write a poem about Sawyer. That's what I'd write a poem about. Responding to literature means talking and writing about what you read. You can respond to books that tell make-believe stories or facts. You can respond to poems too. So responding to literature, reviewing a fiction book. So reviewing books that tell make-believe stories are called fiction books. Bay writes a book review. Bay, that's the name of our person, likes to read make-believe stories. He wrote a book review about The Mysterious Tadpole by Stephen Kellogg. Remember these points when you write a fiction book review. So a fiction book, remember that they're saying that these are make-believe stories. They're not factual stories. They're not facts, but people think of a story in their head or in their heart, and then they write them, and that's a fiction. The beginning names the title and the author. So in the beginning, you name the title and the author. The middle tells what the book is about and gives the main problem. And the ending tells why you like the book. So here we have it laid out. At the beginning, there's a title and the author. The middle tells what the book is about and gives the main problem in the book. Every book has a problem. And the ending tells why you like the book. Bay's book review. Let's read the beginning. Here's the beginning, the middle, and the end. Let's see. Growing Up. I read The Mysterious Tadpole by Stephen Kellogg. Lewis gets a tadpole from his uncle. The problem is that his tadpole grows and grows into something very unusual. I like this book because it made me laugh. So they're the 3 parts. The beginning, the middle, and the ending. Excuse me. Then these 2 are talking to each other. You just write enough about the story so that others will want you to read your book. Don't give away the ending. So you try to help people get interested in your book. Here's pre-writing. That means before writing, you gather your details. Before you can write a book review, you must choose a book and gather details about it. List. Emma lists titles and authors of books that she likes. Circle. She circles the one that she wants to write about. Gather. She gathers details on the details sheet. So here she has it. Here are the books that she's read, and here's the one that she wants to write about. And here's her detail sheet, Emma's detail sheet. I read Yoko by Rosemary Wells. The story is about Yoko. She likes to eat sushi for lunch. The problem is that the other animals think her sushi is strange. I like this book because Yoko makes a new friend. Oh, so those were some good You could take this sheet yourself and you could write detail sheet at the top, and then you could say number 1. And you could write I read, and then write the name of your book in there, and by, and then write the name of your author here. You could make your own, right? And then number 2, and you could say the story is about, and then you fill it in. Number 3, the problem is that, and then you finish it. And number 4, I like this book because, and then you finish that. Choose your book and gather details. List titles and authors of fiction books that you like. She did that. Circle the book you review, and then gather details. So write your first draft. Here we go. We're going to write our first draft. When you write, you put your ideas into sentences. Emma writes the sentences from her details sheet to tell about her book. I read Yoko by Rosemary Wells. The story is about Yoko. She likes to eat sushi for lunch. The problem is that the other animals think her sushi is strange. I like this book because Yoko makes a new friend. So that is her first draft, her first attempt, taking the detail sheet and then writing it up into a paragraph. So now you should write your first draft. Write your sentences from your detail sheet, and then you revise your writing. After the first draft, you revise it. That's the next part. So stop and write your first draft now, if you would. You can stop the video and then come back and we'll revise. Revise, change your writing. When you revise, you change your writing to make it better. Read. Emma reads her first draft to a partner. Do you have a partner you can read yours to? I hope so. Add. Emma adds 2 details because her partner probably told her. So you can see where she added. Remember, what are these called now? These are called carets. There's one, and there's one. And it helps us that this whole thing goes right in there, and this whole thing goes right in there. So now we can read it, what she read, and we'll add the carets. I read Yoko by Rosemary Wells. The story is about a cat named Yoko. She likes to eat sushi for lunch. The problem is that the other animals think her sushi is strange. I like this book because it has a happy ending. Yoko makes a new friend. So there, she's added a couple things. Change your writing and make it better. Read your first draft to a partner. Whoa, what just happened there? There we are. Read your first draft to a partner and add more details to your writing. Check your writing to edit. When you edit, you check your writing for convention. So now you should stop the video and you should read to a partner and add some more details. Add some more details and then come back and then we'll edit together. Good, here we are. Edit, check your writing. When you edit, you check your writing for conventions. You check for capital letters. Remember, these are the 3 things. The 3 things right here. You check for capital letters. Whoa, what just happened? Check for capital. Huh, weird. Check for capital. That's acting very strange for me. I don't know if it's strange for you. You check for capital letters, end marks, and spelling. Those are the 3 things. Here is what Emma does to edit her writing. So she started to check for spelling and capital letters and end marks. I read Yoko by Rosemary Wells, period. The story is about a cat named Yoko, period. She likes to eat sushi for lunch. Oh, she forgot a period, so she put that in, and then she capitalized that. The problem is that the other animals think her sushi is strange. Oh, she found a spelling problem. Add that E. I like the book because it is a happy ending and Yoko makes a new friend. Good. So now she's worked it out. So check those three things: capital letters at the beginning of each sentence, end marks, a period, an exclamation mark, or a question mark, and spelling. Those are the three things that you check now. And then finally at the end, share your writing. You're going to stop it there. If you want to stop the video now and just to check those three things that we just talked about, the spelling, the end marks, and capital letters. And we'll come back and we'll talk about publishing. Publish. Share your writing. When you publish, you make a neat final copy of your review to share. Sushi Cat. I read Yoko by Rosemary Wells. The story is about a cat named Yoko. She likes to eat sushi for lunch. The problem is that the other animals think her sushi is strange. I like this book because it has a happy ending. Yoko makes a new friend. So there you have a final draft, beautifully written, and she made a little drawing here like we like to do. And then that means it's published, it's done after all your work. So please stop it now and do a final draft. Make it look beautiful like this with a picture and a title at the top. Then share your writing, a neat final copy, and read it to the class. So you should, when you're all done, please read your paragraph to somebody. Here, now we're going to read a little bit more about some things in school. This is different now. This is a different thing. In school, you learn many new facts and ideas. You study and then you take tests. A test tells you and your teacher how much you have learned. Matching test. A matching test asks you to choose words that go together. So we're going to do some of these things now. Read both lists below. Draw a line between the adult animal and the baby animal. Ready? A dog. A line goes down here to a puppy. We have a puppy, don't we? Number 2, a cow. The line goes up here to a calf. Good. And number 3, a cat. The line goes up here to a kitten. Yeah, that's good. So we have dog, puppy, cow, calf, and cat and a kitten. Multiple choice test. So here's another kind of test we'll look at. A multiple choice test asks you to choose the best answer. Here's one right here. Fill in the circle next to the correct answer. Kurt had 3 apples. He gave his sister 1. How many apples did Kurt have left? So he has 3 apples down here, 3, and he gave 1 away. Here's one. Look, they blotched in with the B right here, because Kurt has 3 apples and gave 1 away. And how many are left? 2, right there. So that's how to take a multiple choice test. A multiple choice gives you 3 choices, A, B, and C, and then you choose the best one. Fill in the blank test. These are the best. A fill in the blank test usually asks you to finish a sentence. Choose and write the best word from the box to finish each sentence. So here are some words. A stop sign is red and white. In the United States, a stop sign is red and white. A school bus is blank, well, usually yellow. On a clear day, the sky is blue. Mix yellow and blue paint and you make green. Mix yellow and blue paint to make green. So those are the red. I don't know what's going on with that, but we'll. So there's a stop sign, and there's the yellow and blue paint, and here's a bus, and here's the blue sky. There they are right there. Another kind of test is a short answer test. A short answer test. I'm just looking here. A short answer test asks you to answer a question. You may write 1 word, several words, or a short sentence. So let's see how we would answer. Write a word or words to answer each question. What is something white in your desk? Paper. What are two green things outside? Think of two green things. Leaves and grass. That's good. Good answers. What are three purple things in the classroom? A clock, a block, and grapes on the color chart. So these are short answer tests. That means you write in a word or a few words to answer the questions. And finally, at the end here, we're going to talk about using the word I and me. I and me are pronouns you use to write about yourself. These pronouns are singular, just one. The word I is always capitalized. You don't ever write just an I with a small I. It's always big. Use I as the naming part or subject of the sentence. I, at the beginning, play in our backyard. Use me after the verb in the telling part. So here's the verb. Janie writes me a note. So they both mean me or I, but if one is before the verb, it's I, and if it's after the verb, it's me. Okay? Grammar practice. Choose the right pronoun for each sentence. Let's look at this. Number one, my friend and jump rope. So my friend and jump rope. So where's the verb? Here it is, jump. It goes before the verb, so it's going to be I, isn't it? My friend and I jump rope. How about this one? Number two, Mom sings to my sister and which one, I or me? Well, sings is the verb. So anything after that would be me. Mom sings to my sister and me. Yeah, that sounds good. And finally, number three, she and like tomato soup. So the word like is the verb here. So then we would go with I. She and I like tomato soup. So, wow, you were able to write a paragraph about, what were we writing about at the beginning? It was literature, writing about literature. First draft. Fiction book, about fiction books here. A book that you may have read. Right. That's what she was writing about literature. Wow. So we learned about opposites today. We learned about me and I. We learned about writing a response to literature. Oh, those are big words. Those are very big children. Big children do those kind of things. So, well, anyway, George, did you learn something? George has never learned anything like this about responding to literature. He's happy to do that. He's happy to. Anyway, goodbye. It's your teacher, Timothy, signing off. I'm going to blow this candle out. Thank you for a good lesson. Now, I am happier, you are smarter, and the whole world is a little bit smaller. Goodbye. Have a good day.